Dear students, welcome to the online class for dissertation. Today we will discuss the literature review. When you decide on a research topic, usually the first step you take in the direction of conducting research is to learn more about the previous research published on the topic and thus eventually translate into literature review when you write your research. So a literature review is a search and evaluation of the available literature in a given subject or the chosen topic area. It documents the state of the art with respect to the subject or topic you are writing about. A literature review is a critical summary of all the published works on a particular topic. Hence, the literature review is a comprehensive overview of all the available knowledge on a specific topic till date. The main objectives of literature review are: it surveys the literature in your chosen area of study. It synthesizes the information in that literature into a summary. It critically analyzes the information gathered by identifying gaps in current knowledge, by showing limitation of theories and points of view, and by formulating areas for further research and reviewing areas of controversy. So it presents the literature in an organized way. The purposes of writing a literature review. There are many authors, many scholars who have defined the purpose of writing a literature review. According to Gall, Borg, and Gall in 1996, the literature review plays a role in delimiting the research problem, seeking new lines of inquiry, avoiding fruitless approaches, gaining methodological insights, identifying recommendations for further research, and seeking support for grounded theory. According to Hart in 1998, the additional reasons for reviewing the literature includes distinguishing what has been done from what needs to be done, discovering important variables relevant to the topic, synthesizing and gaining a new perspective, identifying relationships between the ideas and practices, establishing the context of the topic or problem, rationalizing the significance of the problem, enhancing and acquiring the subject vocabulary, understanding the structure of the subject, relating ideas and theory to applications, identifying the main methodologies and research techniques that have been used, and finally placing the research in historical context to show familiarity with the state of the art developments. So now how to write the literature review? There are basically two types in which the literature review could be written. First is the chronological. This approach describes each work in succession, starting with the earliest available information. This structure is generally used when the focus is to show how ideas or methodology have progressed over the time. For example, if you are doing a literature review of a vernacular architecture of a place, it could possibly be structured in a chronological manner by examining the earliest methods and techniques of vernacular architecture. The second method is thematic. In this model, The author organizes and discusses the existing literature based on themes or theoretical concepts he or she feels are important to understanding the topic. It analyzes the existing knowledge on the topic with regard to certain important issues, thus providing a sense of direction or drawing readers' attention to new angles or perspectives. So, the thematic approach is usually considered stronger than the chronological method, as it does more than it summarizes each study. Now let's discuss the components of literature review. When writing a literature review, you first start with introduction. So all literature reviews will definitely have an introduction that sets some context by providing information about the field of study, the relevance of the chosen topic within the field, and the focus of the literature review. Secondly, we'll discuss the methodology or the methods. Most literature reviews have a section that describes the criteria used to select the sources or the way in which the information has been presented. This makes it easier for the readers to understand your approach. Then the body, the main part you can say of the review. How your body paragraphs are structured would depend on the organizational model you have chosen to follow in your literature review. Meaning by the various steps while formulating some kind of storyline for whole of the literature. So those steps would form the organizational model. Discussion and conclusion is the final part of the literature review. This section summarizes the main contributions of significant studies and discusses the questions that the review has raised about the topic and field. This is also the section where you clearly mention the gaps in research that the review has sparked and the possible suggestions for future research. Next is the reference list. The reference list is a very important part of a literature review, as your article is based entirely on primary sources. The reference list should be detailed and page numbers and sections details should be provided wherever necessary. The reference system which you may follow is Harvard system. In the Harvard system of referencing, you find basically two methods or two areas. First is the in-text citation and second is the reference list. The in-text citation consists mainly of the author's name and the year of publication, and the page number if it is directly quoted in round brackets placed within the text. If there is no discernible author, the title and date are used. Whereas the reference list should be ordered alphabetically with the last name of the first author of each work. Use only the initials of the authors, given names, no full stop and space between the initials. Last name comes first. Now here you can see is an example that cites a book with one author using Harvard style. In the text citation, you can see only the name and the year is mentioned. Whereas in the reference list, you see the name, the second name is first written, then the first name, the year, the title of the paper or the book, whatever it is, and the publisher's name. Finally, how to do a literature search. Conducting a literature review is a means of demonstrating an author's knowledge about a particular field of study, including vocabulary, theories, key variables, and phenomena, and its methods and history. Hence, search creatively. That is the first thing when you're doing the literature search. Use the library. Yes, it's the obvious place to start with. Then the journals, which are the best place to find the most recently published research, newspapers, and the magazines, which are a good source of current topical issues. The unpublished thesis. Every institution's library has the unpublished thesis. Those theses which has been developed by the students may not be published, but are very important source of information. Conference papers presented at conference contain the cutting edge research, so which are very beneficial or useful for the researcher. National and local government publications include the reports, policy documents, statistical surveys, which would further be of great use. And finally, the online discussions and the databases. Identify the online discussion which are relevant to your topic and join them. There are online databases listing current articles. So this is all about the literature review. These are few references which I have used for making the presentation for you. You may also refer these articles. Thank you so much for your patient listening. In case of any further assistance, you can contact me. Thank you.